I have also participated in some agile transformation where you have, and probably they are looking at this conversation, HR managers, sales managers, marketing managers, and they are just looking in one side, like to the side, how the product and engineer teams are working and trying to be agile and trying to get better at delivering stuff that has value, but they are not participating there. How can we, or what would you say to these sales managers, HR managers, whatever, outside of these efforts to be agile in the company? How can they be included in this?
Well, they're not usually included in the model you're describing. Conventional Scrum does not really include them at all. The product owner, that doesn't have anything that the product owner does to do that. But in a product team with a real product manager, they are included. They're not included. They don't want to typically come to sprint planning. They don't want to come to the demo. They don't need to come to stand-ups, any of these. But the product manager's job, you remember I said there were 4 big responsibilities. The first one was really understand the customers. The second one was understand the data. The third one, though, was understand the different stakeholder constraints. So the product manager's job is to represent those interests of sales and marketing and finance and HR, all the different interests that are there. And unless they can do that, that product manager is not helpful to the product team. So they are represented in a real product team, but not in person. They obviously have their own jobs to do. They don't want to come to 25 teams worth of stand-ups or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess the question would be, how can we apply agile practices, agile best practices to other places rather than...
I see. I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, maybe I didn't explain it.
Whenever I hear some agile coach say that, I always tell them to just stop. That is not helpful. These agile delivery processes were created for engineers to produce mostly software, and that's what it's for. And I have seen this song several times where, agile, the coaches, whatever process, this happened with Six Sigma. Do you remember Six Sigma? Six Sigma was actually very useful for what it was created for, which was manufacturing. But the equivalent of agile coaches, which were called black belts in Six Sigma, they started saying, it's good for everything. So we're going to bring it in and we're going to use, we're going to change how HR works. We're going to change how software works. And it destroyed companies. So I tell agile coaches to stop. Just stop. That's not what it's for. You probably don't know what the hell you're talking about. And it's probably not a good fit for HR. It's probably not a good fit for finance. It's probably not a good fit for marketing. Stop. First, why don't you focus on actually getting product and engineering working well before you go preach these processes all across the company? Yeah, this is just this is exactly what happens when people get focused on process.